Hi, I'm Ed, one of the tutors here at the National Motorsport Academy, and today I'm just going to run you through a little bit about my new C1. So if you're not aware of how I came to own this mighty little beast, then please have a look back. It's all written up in our last blog, so you can learn a little bit about the history, but hopefully we'll go a bit deeper with it today, explain a little bit more about it, and also take you around it a little bit. So, as I said, this is the Team Brits X C1, which has competed in a couple of 24-hour races now, and I got hold of this recently, hopefully to get it racing again. Now, the main problem with this is the gearbox. This was an automatic gearbox, and well, I say automatic, it's a manual gearbox with a automatic selector. So basically it's ECU controlled. It's got actuators where normally you'd have your cables and your clutch line, and that automates the gear selection process. I'm pretty sure it's called MMT on this, but I'd have to double check on that. I've actually dealt with it as an SMT before on a 2003 MR2 or MRS, whichever one you want to call it, a Mark III, and that had the same system. So I swapped that from a automatic to a manual, which was not too bad a job really, because essentially the gearbox is, as I say, a manual gearbox, completely normal mechanism on it. It's just the way it's controlled, it's automated. So providing you've got everything that would be on the normal manual gearbox, your linkages, your cables, your gear selector, your clutch pedal, you can essentially swap them over. That's what we're hoping we'll be able to do on this. Now, obviously, we need all the parts to be able to do that. What better way to do that than to have a spares package? So the great thing about these cars, being that they're essentially road-going vehicles normally, and not a massive amount is changed on them, it means that a complete car can be picked up relatively cheaply. This one was at Copart. It's actually been crash damaged on the other side, so it was an insurance write-off because of that, probably just on cost, as happens with these. And the great thing is it's meant I can buy this as a spares car. So it's a manual, so I can take all of the previously mentioned parts off of this, hopefully swap them onto that. I think along with the ECU and wiring loom engine wiring loom will probably need to be swapped as well. That's what I had to do on the MR2, and I'm guessing it'll be a similar affair. So everything is going to come off of this to swap that to a manual. But then the bonus is, it means we've got a full set of spares. So anything on this that we'll use on that in over time can be taken off. So the suspension arms, doors, headlights, bumper, wings, bonnet, wing mirrors, lights, boot lid, dashboard. Yeah, just the dashboard in here, really. Everything else goes. There's our clutch pedal, though. We're going to need that. And gear stick. Other than that, that's about it. Now, another difference with this car, because we could possibly keep the shell, because the both types, which you will find out what I mean by types, are allowed in the championship, but probably won't, because the main difference between this shell and the other shell are the rear doors. So we'll probably stick with a 3-door version and just weigh this shell in once we're done with it, but we'll see. I think it would be interesting to put them on the scales and see how they compare, shell for shell, but even with the extra metal work that goes into this, the hinges and everything, my guess would be this is a fraction heavier. Probably not a lot, but every gram counts when you're racing, especially something like this. Inside the car now, as you see, it's the automatic shifter still, so that will have to come out. which probably means some of this dash will have to come out as well. It's going to be a relatively simple job in this because everything's already stripped out because race car, which makes it a lot easier. Again, down there, we've only got the 2 pedals, which we will need to put the 3rd one in. And then once that's in, manual all the way. So here we've got one part, which is in the boot, which is the automated clutch adjuster. So you can see, much like a normal clutch slave cylinder, you've got the pin that would actuate the clutch, but on this one it's combined with an electric motor, a small gearbox, and yeah, this is how this would operate, and a position sensor. So this is one of the parts that could be wrong with it currently, but we're not worried about it. So let's have a quick look under the bonnet at the mighty, beastly heart of this vehicle. It's a 1 litre 3-cylinder, a 1KR FE Toyota engine to be exact. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot more to say about it really. It probably doesn't put out quite as much as the Mosler, but I don't think we'll be too far off. I think maybe if you knock a 0 off of the horsepower of the Mosler, you might get to what this is. And 0 is nothing. So if you subtract nothing from 600 plus horsepower, you get 600 horsepower. Stop laughing, that's how it works. Is how it works. Quick Q&A with you.
A Q&A with me.
So is there anything you want to ask me about either of them?
What fuel does the ex-brick car run on?
Normal pump fuel. So we could run it on 95 if we wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not super or race fuel?
No, because the engine's absolutely standard, we can run it on just regular out the pump fuel. Some people actually keep these road legal with an MOT, because essentially there's nothing that's been changed to the point where it would fail an MOT. So some people actually keep their cars MOT'd so they can go and test drive them on the road. So if they need to check it or make sure it feels all right or whatever it might be, you know, I mean, let's face it, the suspension isn't adjustable. There's not a massive amount you can do regarding setup. You could change the toe. But yeah, other than that, there's not a huge amount you can do. So even just to drive around the streets, you know, you'd be able to tell how it feels. So yeah.
So what race series are you hoping to enter it into?
We're looking at City Car Cup, which is pretty much mostly made up of these 107s, C1s and IGOs. There are subcategories that allow you to run other small similar vehicles in, but another subclass of that is the student section, student class, however you want to call it, which is basically made up of, see, I forget the name of it, there's an actual name. Sean can add it in, don't worry. But there's basically, it's student teams. So it's made up of just colleges, universities, and their student-built cars. So we may look at going into that as well. There's also some bonkers idea that Kieran has, which I love and Wayne loves, of keeping the shell and then putting one of our Cosworth V6s into the back of it and mid-engineing it. But, you know, that's down the road. That would probably, I mean, that would be time attack then, obviously. But let's face it, that's a long way off if it happens. But for now, yeah, City Cup, and our ultimate goal, our target, is the 2028 24-hour. We want racing, because of course, as you know, as I know, Le Mans is our French spiritual racing home, right? So
the creme de la creme.
Yes, indeed. So I think to take part in a 24-hour would just be one of those little tick lists on the box. So that's the goal. The goal is 2028. So it gives us a bit of time to get prepped, sort drivers and everything else. The great news is I've already got a sponsor, which is fantastic. So one sponsor on board already. So yeah, just keep pushing forward from that. So thanks Hesketh Solutions, Modular Buildings, that's brilliant. They're on board, supporting the car and what its idea is. So yeah.
So you mentioned tick list.
Yeah.
How long is the tick list for all of the tasks, activities, items needed, things fixing? Basically, how long is the tick list in order to be able to get this ready to race?
Oh, it's like that long. There's like 4 things, 4 things, and then just a few more. So my theory of I'll just, which is, it's just this, just that. Theoretically, not huge. To get this ready to go out on track, I mean, there's the wing needs replacing, that wing needs replacing, the bumper needs refixing, ideally replacing. So all of that can come onto here. I think before I actually want to get it on track, gearbox or gear linkage, whichever it comes down to, but basically making it manual is the first thing. Fixing the body panels, even if we just swap them for now and don't colour them, but I would really like to get it in the new livery as well. And that's the other thing, I think, yeah, get de-stickered into the new livery. And that's it. I mean, at that point, it's ready to go. If we want to actually enter races, the current harnesses in it are not in date. So that would be the only thing. So they're fine to go testing, track days, whatever. But yeah, we need to get some new harnesses because they have an expiry date on them.
And from that to-do list, which of those activities will the students be able to get involved in?
No, I'm hoping they do all of it. I want to sit back with the coffee and let them get on with it and enjoy
Brilliant.
the experience. Yeah, that's the plan. So
exciting.
Yeah, we want to get me, Kieran and Wayne, we'll get in the workshop and basically supervise and discuss through everything. And I think what this will be great for is the Mosler's brilliant. I mean, you've seen it up close. It's a monster of a vehicle, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it can also be quite intimidating. And if you've never worked on a vehicle before, a race car like that, or some people haven't really got that hands-on with any vehicle, it can be quite intimidating and full on. So this is like, in my opinion, this is the perfect thing to cut your teeth in, get used to, just turning a spanner really, getting used to doing a string box around a car and starting with just adjusting tow rather than like with the Mosler where it's, tow, camber, everything.
And if something breaks, you can go to Euro Car Parts and get a spare. It doesn't have to be made special order and shipped in from America.
Exactly, that's it.
Off the shelf.
Yes, yep. No overnight parts from USA. It's overnight parts from Euro Car Parts or wherever they might come from. Yeah, or even like with this one, as I say, I mean, an entire car from Copart for spares. So.
Other motor factors are available.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, I mean, that's it really. We're ready to go. Fire extinguisher is in it. It's got its nice little ultralight race wheels on it. Tyres are specific for the championship, but if we're just testing, we can put any tyres on it. Of which I always say tyres are like the most critical part, because it doesn't matter how much power you put into your engine or how well your handling is set up, yourself, with your car, tyres make all the difference, right?
Right.
How much difference did it make to yours recently when you switched them?
Well, more to the point, what I bought them with compared to how quickly they came off. I'm not mentioning manufacturers' names, but I nearly died.
The old ones?
The original ones that I bought with the car.
Yeah, they were terrible, weren't they? It's a real shame because they should have been great and, just perishing and destroying.
Oh no, I'm talking about the ones before that I bought on the car.
Oh, the ones you bought on the car? Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
That came straight off because they had no grip.
Were they snow? No.
I know what they were.
Wet ones?
No.
Not brand-wise?
They were
Oh,
people that have streetcars.
I know what they were. I remember. I don't like
They
them
were
either.
trendy, but
I
they
don't
had
like them either, do
no
I?
grip, and I didn't understand.
They're great on lightweight cars like this, Fiestas, things like that. But anything with a bit of weight on, I remember I tore through them when I had them on the Supra.
I didn't tear through them. I didn't stick to the road.
Which is going some in Impreza. So there we have it. Yeah. I mean, they're very honest little cars, and it'll be fun. Are you going to have a go?
No.
Why not? Race car.
Citroen.
Would you drive this or the MR2 race car?
Well, they're not great options, are they? MR2.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it'd be great to take both of them to a track. It'll be funny. I mean, the MR2 it's got more power. I don't know if it's lighter. It's probably a similar weight. I reckon these probably come in around 800 kilos would be my guess, but that'll be a fun one. Get it on the scales and see what it weighs. But obviously wrong wheel drive as well. So at least the MR2 is rear and mid-engine. So if you're already studying with us, then keep your eyes out on the internal messages for a post coming up soon about where and when we're going to be working on this, so you can put your name forward. And if you're not studying with us yet, then this is the kind of awesome stuff you could be doing alongside the Mosler as well. But as I say, that's, 700 horsepower odd V8, 6.2. So you're probably not worried about that. This is probably what really, really floats your boat. So thanks very much, and keep your eyes on everything, and hopefully we'll keep updates coming on how this progresses as Project C1 race car.
Don't break anything, you won't need it.
Really? What, like me? Ah! I feel. Oh. I'm getting old. I had a backflipped out of there 20 years ago. Yeah.